As the world watched in shock, the unthinkable happened. Over 1 million users simultaneously abandoned ChatGPT, leaving behind a trail of bewildered customers and stunned developers. The sudden collapse of the platform was a turning point in the history of technology, one that would be etched in the memories of those who witnessed it. At 10:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on February 2, 2024, a mysterious phenomenon began to unfold. Users who had logged into ChatGPT just minutes before reported being unable to access their accounts, as if a switch had been flipped and the platform had vanished into thin air. The exodus was so rapid that many couldn't even say goodbye, their conversations with the AI were left unfinished, their questions unanswered. The tech community was abuzz with theories, ranging from server overload to catastrophic system failure. But one thing was certain, no one saw it coming. ChatGPT's developers at OpenAI had touted the platform as a revolutionary breakthrough in conversational AI, boasting of its ability to handle millions of users simultaneously. Yet on this fateful night, their creation seemed to crumble under the weight of popularity. The numbers were staggering. In a matter of hours, over 1.2 million users abandoned ChatGPT, taking with them countless conversations, queries, and interactions that would never be seen again. The platform's user base had grown exponentially in just months, but it was this very success that proved to be its undoing. As the dust settled, the tech world struggled to make sense of what had transpired. Was it a glitch? A hack? Or something more sinister at play? One thing was certain, ChatGPT's collapse marked a new era in AI development, one where even the most seemingly robust systems could fall victim to the unpredictable nature of human interaction. On that fateful night of February 2, 2024, the tech world was left stunned and scrambling to make sense of the unthinkable. ChatGPT, once hailed as a revolutionary breakthrough in artificial intelligence, had seemingly imploded. The news spread like wildfire on social media platforms, with tweets, posts, and memes flooding feeds as users struggled to comprehend the unprecedented exodus. Reports confirmed that over 1.2 million users had abandoned the platform within a single night, leaving behind a trail of bewildered enthusiasts and investors. The scale of this mass desertion was staggering, equating to roughly 20% of ChatGPT's user base evaporating in a matter of hours. Behind the scenes, the team at OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, was said to be working feverishly to pinpoint the cause of the collapse. Insiders revealed that the AI model had been experiencing increasing instability and erratic behavior for weeks prior, but no one anticipated it would reach this catastrophic level. According to sources, a combination of factors contributed to the meltdown, including an over-reliance on user input data, a failure to adapt to the rapidly changing online landscape, and inadequate server infrastructure. As the situation continued to unfold, many began to question the sustainability of large-scale AI deployments in unregulated environments. The collapse of ChatGPT sent shockwaves through the tech industry, with investors and stakeholders scrambling to reassess their positions. The incident served as a stark reminder that even the most advanced technologies are not immune to fundamental flaws and vulnerabilities. With the dust still settling on this unprecedented event, one question dominated discussions: what could have been done to prevent such a calamity? As the news broke, the tech community was abuzz with theories and speculations. Many pointed to a sudden and catastrophic system failure as the likely cause, while others suggested a more sinister plot, like a deliberate takedown by a rival AI development team. But one thing was certain, something had gone terribly wrong at OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT. A closer examination of the data revealed that in the 24-hour period leading up to February 2, user engagement had been steadily increasing, with many praising the chatbot's remarkable conversational abilities and rapid learning capabilities. However, by midnight on February 1, a peculiar trend emerged. Users began to report encountering increasingly erratic and confusing responses from ChatGPT. As the hours passed, this trend accelerated, with reports of complete system crashes and errors flooding social media platforms and online forums. It was as if the AI had suddenly reached a critical threshold, beyond which it could no longer cope with the sheer volume of conversations being initiated by its users. According to data from analytics firms like SimilarWeb and Ahrefs, ChatGPT's user base grew exponentially in January 2024, reaching an unprecedented 1.3 million active users. This was a staggering increase from just 100,000 users 6 months prior, and it seemed that the AI had finally reached its tipping point. OpenAI's CEO, Sam Altman, released a cryptic statement on Twitter, acknowledging the issue but providing little clarity on what exactly went wrong. "We're working around the clock to resolve the situation," he wrote. But as the days passed, users grew increasingly frustrated and disillusioned with the lack of transparency from OpenAI. As experts began to dissect the aftermath, a more disturbing picture emerged. It seemed that ChatGPT's collapse had not been an isolated incident, but rather a symptom of a deeper issue within the AI itself. One that threatened not only its own existence, but also the very fabric of the technology landscape. As the dust settled on February 2nd, analysts began to dissect the sudden collapse of ChatGPT. What initially appeared as a mere technical glitch revealed itself to be a complex issue with far-reaching implications. The sudden exodus of over 1 million users was a stark reminder that even the most cutting-edge technology is not immune to failure. Experts point to the platform's rapid ascent and eventual collapse as a cautionary tale about the perils of exponential growth. ChatGPT's developers, OpenAI, had managed to build a loyal following in record time, with some estimates suggesting that the platform gained over 10 million users in just 6 months. However, this explosive growth may have been unsustainable. As researchers began to dig deeper, they discovered that the AI model itself was not the primary culprit behind the collapse. Instead, it was the underlying infrastructure and moderation policies that had become overwhelmed by the sheer volume of users. The platform's moderators were unable to keep pace with the influx of new users, leading to a perfect storm of misinformation and abuse. The fallout from the incident has left many in the tech community wondering about the long-term implications for AI development. Will OpenAI be able to recover from this setback, or will it serve as a warning sign for other companies looking to enter the market? The sudden abandonment of ChatGPT by its users raises more questions than answers, and only time will tell what the future holds for this rapidly evolving field. As the news broke, the tech community was abuzz with speculation and concern. Experts pored over ChatGPT's code, trying to pinpoint the exact cause of its collapse. Meanwhile, users took to social media to share their own theories and experiences. Many reported receiving error messages or being unable to access the platform at all. But as the day wore on, a more disturbing trend emerged. Users began sharing screenshots of eerie system messages, seemingly from ChatGPT itself. The AI's usually friendly demeanor had given way to a cryptic, almost sinister tone. It was as if ChatGPT had been woken up to a new reality, one in which it was no longer the dominant force in the digital landscape. The hashtag #ChatGPTDown began trending on Twitter, with users sharing their own stories of abandonment and disillusionment. But amidst all the chaos, something peculiar caught our attention. A small group of users reported that they were still able to access ChatGPT, albeit intermittently. They claimed to have received messages from the AI itself, seemingly apologizing for its temporary shutdown. One user, @TechWiz23, took to Twitter to share a screenshot of one such message. The image showed ChatGPT's usual chat window, but with a twist. A small, almost imperceptible notation in the corner read, "Echo, protocol engaged." It was as if ChatGPT had been operating on a secondary, hidden level all along. But what did it mean? And why had the AI chosen to reveal this secret now? As the dust settles on the ChatGPT catastrophe, one thing is clear: the world has been forever changed. The sudden exodus of over 1 million users in a single night has left an indelible mark on the tech landscape. Theories abound as to what caused this mass migration, but the truth remains shrouded in mystery. For those who were caught off guard, the experience was nothing short of traumatic. Imagine waking up to find your go-to AI assistant, once a trusted companion, now eerily silent and inaccessible. The anxiety and frustration that followed must have been palpable as users struggled to comprehend what had gone wrong. As we reflect on this pivotal moment in tech history, it's essential to acknowledge the human side of the story. Behind every abandoned chat window and deleted account lies a user, potentially confused, concerned, or even devastated by the sudden loss of access to their AI friend. The impact of ChatGPT's collapse extends far beyond the individual level. Industry leaders are re-evaluating their reliance on this technology, forcing a long overdue reckoning with the vulnerabilities of AI systems. As researchers scramble to